YouTube, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host TKK and we are back with another video, guys. Man, this video is going to be us talking about the LG C3. It's a very popular question that's on my channel, and it states, are you getting the C3, or something along the lines of when will we see the C3 versus TV XYZ on my channel. And I'm going to be extremely honest with you and tell you, the only way that my channel is going to see a C3 is if someone just dropped one off to me for free. There's absolutely no reason for me to purchase that TV, but I also want to be able to, be responsible here and offer you some context to why I feel the way that I do. Before we do that, let's take a quick tour. All right, so let's just start off with chronological order as to what I still have in the house. We've got an overly sized 65-inch C9 OLED. The S95B is right there. This is my baby's room. She's about 4 years old. So this is going to be going in here. We've definitely still holding on to the C9. Great TV. TV is set to be given away. Just got to wait for the person I'm giving it to, get ready, get themselves situated to transport it. And then we've got the C1, which is my very first and only 77-inch OLED. This is the first TV I got that was larger than 65. I love this TV. It was just absolutely amazing. I had the CX. I got rid of the CX. And, this TV was a great addition to, just bring, in my opinion, just a complete package as to what they have built off of from the C9. I thought LG had went into a great direction. And like I said, I liked this TV so much. I had bought a 77-inch. And if you've been following the channel, you know that I had two 48 inches. I ended up selling those right before the C2 came out and, settled to go with the C2 and the S95B as my gaming, collaboration. All right, we've got the C2 from last year, right? I mean, the successor from the C1. I definitely got this one in 55-inch as it was my gaming TV for a long time. It's been replaced with the LG G3 as my main gaming driver for right now. A great TV. I really enjoyed what the C2 brought. It came with the integrated ultra wide functionality. I thought color pop was a little bit better than it was on the C1. Wasn't enough for me to feel that I needed to upgrade the main size. As I said, with the C1, it was the first TV from LG that I had ever gotten out of an OLED space that was larger than the 65-inch class. So C2 was amazing for me. Now, the C1 was recently featured on the channel. If you haven't seen the prior upload to this, I actually collaborated with Plasma TV Gaming, and we're going to be, doing more work together, tampering around with settings. He's a, I would classify as an enthusiast with LG, and I feel to be the same too. So we'll be working together hand in hand to try to, bring more awareness as to, some great settings. I get asked a ton, what are your preferred settings? And I'm not really insecure to the question. It's just that, I know how to set a TV for me to be in, to enjoy. And most people may be comfortable with wanting to just know what I think is good. In any event, I'm working with that brother on my C1 kind of as the testing phase first, to try to get more pop out of it. So be looking forward to some content comparing C1 to like S95C. Obviously, it's not the same technology, not as good of a TV in many regards. It fails, but still for me to be able to offer you talking points as to what my thoughts are with it. So now we get to the C3. Let's talk about that. All right, so if you guys aren't really familiar with my setup, that's totally fine. I'm rocking the 55-inch in both sizes. I've got the S90C here to the left that's in front of me, and then the G3 is to the right. It's going to be turned off for this video. We're not really focusing on quality or anything like that. I just want to kind of offer you some talking points as to my decision. This is all my opinion, and maybe it can help you to kind of consider some different things. And I don't often make videos where I'm talking about like pricing and things like that, because it's all an executive decision at the end of the day. So let's just take a look at, what like the LG C2 or C3 costs right now. This TV, I believe to be priced pretty much close to what the prior model was. Let's see, the C2 comes up, I'm not sure, but the C2 is currently in a 65-inch. Let's focus on that. Let me make that my talking point. 65-inch of a C2 right now, and I might need to turn down the ISO a little bit. Let me see if I need to adjust this for you guys. so that we can be able to see camera a little bit more. Or actually, yeah, let me see. Hopefully we can see that a little bit better. But the 65-inch of a C2 will run you about $1,600 right now. The retail has been taken down $1,700. These TVs typically retail in this space at around $2,500, $2,600. So it takes about a year, a full year for a new run for you to get that $700, $800-ish, $900 reduction off of a regular price point of the TV. But when we go to C3, it's a G3, C3, okay. 55-inch of a C3 is $1,900. That's exactly the same cost that I paid for this S90C. I find that to be a bit of a challenge. Yeah, and the 65-inch is $2,600. So the C3 is priced exactly, and I mean, obviously you probably know this information, but it's priced exactly at what the Quantum Dot OLED is going to be. And this is why, in my opinion, Samsung is in like a really strong position to like dominate, you know, the market, because they've got stronger panel technology that's out, and it costs exactly the same as the most popular selling TV line from LG, which is the C model. The C model, I find it to be more popular. I think more people will end up buying the C historically than they will the G. You know, once they came out with the segregation, obviously I've been buying these for a very long time. It was only last summer that I gave away an EF 9500, which was the first flat 4K OLED with high dynamic range through HDMI. I also had the EG 9600, that was the curved one. That one you could only stream, you know, HDR through like Netflix, you know. In any event, I've seen the evolution of these televisions, and so, you know, the C model has always been one that I've gone after, being conscious that, you know, I always buy in the larger space, 65-inch, never went for the 77. And I like to move my things around so much. Like I'll set my living room up one way, and then I'll change it, and I'll change it, and I'll change it, maybe multiple times during the season, you know. And so when you mount a TV, it's a pretty big commitment. Now, you know, portable mounts, table mounts are very popular now. You can buy those, very inexpensive. I've done a review of one that I bought for my A95K from the company Sanus last year. Had that in my bedroom, and it was a great option to be able to have some, you know, have the TV elevated to a point where you can get a soundbar under. So when I did the A5000 soundbar from Sony with the A95K Quantum Dot OLED, that was a great option. And so they're very popular now, especially I even have one on my Samsung S95. So I'll do a review on that one too. That was a larger one that could hold up to an 86-inch. But my point is, you know, accessories like that make it where you can be conscious of like a gallery TV that doesn't come with the base, because you factor in the base availability is not going to always be right there. TV comes out, LG intends for you to mount the TV. You don't want to mount the TV. So this is why I typically went with the C models. It's like, not only were they always available first, but I don't have to buy any extra accessories. You want the original mount from LG or the base from LG, they're not available. All these things led up to why prior, you know, I purchased the C models, and they just tend to work out better for me, right? In any event, you know, this TV here, you know, I didn't go with it because I looked at it from this perspective. I said, okay, the C model is going to run me, you know, the G model, the G3 specifically. Why I didn't go with the C3 over the G3 was thinking to myself, like, you know, if I'm really looking for something that's going to be next level with micro lens array or MLA, I might as well just invest the extra hundreds. I mean, and that's what you kind of have to ask yourself. Do you want more of the same repackaged, you know, small little upgrades, or do you want to go for the biggest upgrade that, you know, on paper they have talked about since the C9, having like, you know, G-Sync support from NVIDIA certification, right? So chipset going into the lab at some point to be certified through them. Also variable refresh rate, 4K 120. I mean, all these options came with the C9. This is why people hold it as a holy grail. This is what the G3 is supposed to be with the micro lens array technology. It's only to the people that have been, you know, intimately next to a Quantum Dot OLED that you see that even that doesn't, you know, put you in this position where you feel like you have something next level. Yes, it's next level to the white OLED, But if you've already seen the quantum dot OLEDs and you've been up on them and you've had multiple, if you've seen multiple, it makes it still a challenge for MLA to be a selling point. However, still, if you guys are in any group of a C9, a CX, I mean, dare I say anything prior to that, and you're looking for one of these LG TVs, you like the algorithm, you love the OS because they have the best OS in my opinion. It works the most, you know, fluid. For gaming, I still feel like, you know, they have a very good track record. I mean, an impeccable track record when it comes down to just uniformity with you playing your games. They work, they just do what they need to do. You know, but you want to go after what you feel is going to be the next level. It's definitely got to be the G3. The C3 just doesn't offer me anything. There's literally nothing about that TV. I really feel like this year could have been really epic for LG, but at the same time, I understand the business strategy behind not buying into a QD OLED or keeping whatever the real next level stuff is under wraps, because I really feel like the MLA is something that is definitely going to be for the C model next year. I think C4 has MLA, and either there's an entirely different new, you know, way that they address what OLED is for LG on the G next year, or they just buy a quantum dot. Just freaking get a quantum dot panel and just rock it out. I would love to see an LG G4 with a QD OLED panel, man. I'm telling you, you know, the picture quality is there to rival with Sony. You already have the uniformity for everything else to beat Samsung. Use their displays, put it together, make it happen. It probably is not going to happen though. So, you know, again, I feel like now we're in this stage with LG where it's like, you know, we're the guinea pigs. You got to be the guinea pig. Test this out. Test this out. See how far this can go. See how good this can go. This is better than last year. You can be 1,000% better than what you were last year. If you're not better than what the competition is, you're not good enough. I'm not saying that LG is not good enough, so don't get offended about that. But these are the reasons why no C3 for me. So unfortunately, if you were kind of hanging tight to get my perspective on a C3, I got no room for it. No desire to have it at all. Even if someone gave it to me, it would be like, it would just be a waste of a TV, because really it's like, I'm good. I opted to go with the 90C because it offers me all of the things that I didn't like about the 95B. Even though I'm putting the 95B in my little girl room, those TVs that I put in them kids' rooms, they're not going to change for a while. So next year is not going to be a buy multiple TV year for me. It's just not. But I will say that, you know, the 90C is a great replacement of what the C2 was. Absolutely. Whole nother level. Just the QD panel. It just is what it is. So let me know what you guys think. Are y'all excited about the C2? I mean, the C3, I'm sorry, not the C2, but the C3. You know, what are your thoughts on it? Do you feel like it's really worth upgrading from the C2 or the C1? Because the C1's still amazing. In fact, after I dial in them settings with that C1, I'm excited to put some content of it next to the S95C, being that I got both of them in 77-inch. But yeah, I thought it would be important to make this video for you guys, just to kind of let you know what to not expect from the channel, in case you might have been holding on to see if I was going to get one of those. But I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one. Make sure y'all leave some comments, leave some support. All of that's down below. Peace, God bless, and as always say, Max love.